Hi, Heidi ho, Heidi ho. So, message for today. Here the last few days, I've been doing a lot of searching, we'll say. So, studying Zohar and Torah, and looking into the Sabbateans V, Zevi, and Yaakov, Jacob, Frank ideology, Frankism. And what you have to realize about those in Abracadabra, I create as I speak. So I also create your environment as I speak. So the more times I say something, even if it's misleading or false information, the more times I say it, if I'm in a position of perceived authority over you, the further it goes into your subconscious mind, and the harder it is to remove yourself from that indoctrination. And so that's Abracadabra, and it does tilt the scales of justice. So those who believe they have a right to rule over you like to push Julius Caesar's calendar that was modified by Pope Gregory and the Time Zone Act. And like I've said before, Arima Abba has never broke their covenant with the sun and the moon. And when I say they, it's kind of like we created man in our image. So it's always to remember Echad, one. So it's two poles on the same plane of consciousness, mind, mental, thought. So anyway, Abracadabra. We have to guard our seven gates, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, and our ears. Not just what we say to other people, but what we say to ourselves. So anyway, slavery is against the law. And there are those who say, well, when HaMashiach comes, we're going to have slaves. You've got to watch what you say. Because it's showing what is in your heart. So anyway, a lot of people don't realize we have an Ima Abba, mother and a father. And they only see the father. That's why they can believe certain things, because they only see the father. They see his and him. They don't see her or she. So, you sent your mother away, show me my Sefer, is what our father says. Our mother, who is wisdom, cries out to us in the street, come to me, my children. But also, you sold yourself to the creditors. Show me where I sold myself to the creditors. So it all comes down to a greed for gain. And we can't say it doesn't. And it doesn't mean that we are bad. We've been beguiled by the reptilian mind, the Yetzirah, the evil inclination, Hasatan. And Hasatan is connected to each and every one of us. So looking outside of yourself. So anyway, Pesach is coming up. It's the reason for why I'm thinking of all this. It's when we can remove ourselves from Mitzrayim and the Mitzri. Mitzrayim would be Egypt and the Mitzri would be the Egyptians. So it's removing leaven from our home. Well, this body that we're living in is our domicile. We're transient. We're just here traveling. We're not here to stay. So removing leaven, Kabbalistically, is talking about removing leaven from our heart. Things that make our heart swell. So haughtiness, vanity. And the thing is that is how the Erev Rav, the Giborim, the men who want to make names for themselves, that is how they beguile us. So, like they did with women back in the day when they wanted women to start smoking, they told them to pick up their torch of freedom, alluding to the Statue of Liberty, that idol that they created for us. They tell women to claim their autonomy. It's your body, your choice. So they created the hookup culture for women. And when they were pushing all these things, women, they beguiled them and screwed with their brain and made them think that this was claiming their autonomy, when actually what you were doing is giving up the most precious thing about yourself. So the more women, or the more men that a woman is with, the more DNA of those men stays in her. And it does affect her consciousness. that DNA is incorporated into your DNA. And the science is out. They've already proven that. So a woman will carry the DNA of a man in her body her entire life. It's not so with a man, not saying that it's okay for a man to be a male harlot, we'll call him. But they're pushing all this stuff. So that's Sabbatean frankist ideology. That's frankism. So the frankists believe if they can get the world to be sinful, wicked, to be a rasha, a wicked man or a woman, if they can get the whole world to behave in this way, they're going to bring about HaMashiach. So HaMashiach can come in two ways, and it's taught in Kabbalah and Torah. There's Ben Yosef, the son of Joseph, and then there's Ben David. When the son of Ben Yosef comes, it's going to be in a bad way. When the son of Ben David comes, he's going to bring peace to the land. So anyway, it's not to say any of us are 100% evil, even though there are NPCs, non-player characters. It just means that we've been beguiled. It doesn't mean that we don't have the ability to change. Ultimately, to change, it comes down to killing out the ego of the beast, our own ego, removing the leaven from our heart, and having respect for others, meaning to do no harm. A right is only a right if you're not doing harm to others in the process. So the whole fiat system is causing harm, and it's been doing it for years around the world. And we don't see anything wrong with it if we're gaining from it. So like I've said many a times, a man who gains off iniquity will be the last one to see it as iniquity, wickedness. Gaining off of piracy from other portions of the land and around the world, which causes harm to others. That's how the frankist ideology is. They believe in doing heinous things with their own children and other people's children. They believe in causing men and women to behave in certain ways that is not conducive to them, will cause harm to them. So there is an energy in everything we do. Every time we have interaction with another man or woman, we're exchanging currency, energy, which is the whole reason for the fiat currency and the Time Zone Act and following the Gregorian calendar, because you're exchanging energy, you're exchanging your currency, and you're giving it to somebody else. Anyway, that's a message for today. Just because we've been fooled doesn't mean we have to go on being a fool. God bless. Much love.